Okay, so pretty much what I want to show you how to do now is, say for example you want to decat your car. Now this is the segment of exhaust pipe that has the catalytic converter in it, which is this. We can see it's totally heat shielded. So now you'll see there's a flange here that is at a slight angle, and then obviously on this side there's another flange, totally different angle. If you're going to do this on the car, it'll be quite a lot easier than what I'm doing here. But on this particular car, there's a cross member that actually sits right here. So there's no access to this catalytic converter with this all in place. So that's why I took the whole segment out. But now we want to get a bit more performance out of this car. So what you're going to need is a piece of pipe, pretty much the right length, so that's going to now go here where the catalytic converter was. You have to get a piece of pipe exact same diameter. Yeah. To prevent now what's going to happen is when you take it to a professional exhaust shop that might be making this part, what they would have is a jig that this flange bolts to over here and another one here, and then what they'll do is they'll actually make up this entire piece for you and replace it. Or others will have a jig that bolts onto this flange, and that keeps these pieces of pipe exactly where they need to be so you can cut out the catalytic converter. But if you're working at home and you're doing a one-off job, you're probably not going to have those tools. So here's a simple trick. You can lie this, what I do is on one side you cut halfway through the pipe. So now you can see there's a cut halfway through the pipe. Then take some scrap square tubing or bars or whatever, and then you clean up a segment of the flange. You make a sort of contraption out of scrap bits that can now weld on to that flange. As you can see, I will weld it onto there. That's going to hold that flange in place. And then on this side here, I'll take another piece of scrap metal that will now get welded there. And then you'll have basically a piece of pipe that's going to be running across, sorry about that, and welding the two pipes together. Pretty much that's going to go in between there. That'll weld that to there. Then you cut the rest of the pipe off and it'll hold everything squarely. So that then once you've welded your new piece of pipe in here, you've got your catalytic converter out, you'll be able to just bolt the part straight back into the car. Because what could happen is if you cut this straight off and on that side, you might weld this flange back on at a slightly different angle. It might be rotated a little bit. Then when you come and try to bolt it back up to the exhaust, you're going to see that the bolts are not going to align, or it's going to touch the body. You're going to have a rattle or something like that. So I thought I'd just give you this tip here, and hopefully it helps. So that's a simple trick to do that. On this car I'm doing it on as an MX-5, and basically there again you need a 51mm diameter pipe. That's exactly the same size. I'm using stainless steel and an angle grinder. Remember, cut halfway through. Once your jig is welded in place, cut the other half, and then you should be fine. And enjoy the extra power. And it's also going to give you a bit of a better sound to your car as well. Okay, cool. See you next time.